Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you thought the upcoming Winter Olympic Games in Beijing were going to happen without any controversy, you'd be wrong. Because before we even get into this story that I'm going to talk about, we already have COVID outbreaks and we have a diplomatic boycott from countries like Australia, Japan, United Kingdom and United States. After all this, apparently a judge in this competition got banned a few years ago because he was biased towards the Chinese competitors. You'd think that after he serves his ban that he wouldn't be able to compete at the next Olympics. That's only fair, what some people think, but let's take a look at what happened and why he's back. So on Reuters, Chinese figure skating judge banned for bias back at Beijing Games. A Chinese figure skating judge who served a suspension for giving preferential marks to his compatriots will serve on a technical judging panel at the Beijing Winter Olympics. Competition records show drawing consternation from a competitor affected by his work in the past, so he's angry about what's happening. Huang Feng received a 1-year suspension in June 2018 for biased judging of the pairs figure skating at the Pyeongchang Olympics that year, so the last one. For the Beijing Games, which begin on Friday, Huang is listed as a technical controller, an official who supervises technical specialists and can propose corrections regarding the level of difficulty identified for a given element. Now, let's take a look at his profile on the Olympics website. So here it is, the Olympics.com website. Figure skating, Huang Feng. So this is the guy, People's Republic of China. Function technical controller. Right there. And then the schedule will be available once the games start. When the International Skating Union Disciplinary Commission suspended Huang in 2018, it said he had shown, quote, obvious and systemic bias at the Pyeongchang Games. It goes on, the seriousness of his misconduct is aggravated by the fact that it was committed at the Olympic Winter Games, the doubtlessly most important and prestigious competition that exists in figure skating. Huang moved to have all charges against him dismissed, according to the ISU Disciplinary Commission. Huang could not be reached for comment, of course. The ISU, which had sought to bar Huang from officiating in Beijing, did not respond to a request for comment. Prior to the 2018 Games, the ISU officials' assessment commission sent Huang a letter saying that his judging at the 2017 ISU Grand Prix final showed, quote, clear support for the two Chinese pairs without any objective reasons either in elements and in components. So not just the last Olympics in 2018, the Winter Olympics, this was also in the 2017 ISU Grand Prix final. It had clear support for the two Chinese pairs. So favoritism. And now this next Olympics is in Beijing, so China. And we've got a Chinese official who has been caught before showing support and favoritism for Chinese competitors. Now we also have some comments from some Canadian skaters who found out why there were some interesting scores when they competed back in 2018. So at the 2018 Games, Canadian pairs skater Megan Duhamel and partner Eric Radford won bronze. Duhamel said that when she studied the detailed scores, she realized one judge had been particularly harsh in marking some pairs. She was not surprised when Huang was suspended later that year. So she said he was particularly harsh in marking some pairs, obviously because they weren't Chinese. So this is what she said. You should not be allowed to be suspended and your reward is working the next Olympics. Because she retired after the last one in Pyeongchang. It's a bit of a slap in the face. She retired now, had harsh marks because of this person who was suspended, and now he's back and he's doing the 2022 Olympics straight after. She also says, we as a sport have been trying to clear these people out, not welcome them back in. But, you know, it's in China and he's a Chinese official. You know what was going to happen. Because China is like one of the most elite sporting nations in the world. Like, if they're not top of the medal tally in the Olympics, they're right there behind the USA with any whatever event it is, basically. Bruno Marcotte, who coached Duhamel, his wife, said Huang would face heightened scrutiny in Beijing. I doubt that. I dream that one day judges will represent the ISU and not their countries, he told Reuters. But I don't think that will happen anytime soon. He will face heightened scrutiny. I mean, people watching it and knowing that he's having an effect on that event, yeah, will know. And people outside will know. But people in China who want the Chinese to win will favor him. And there won't be any repercussions unless it comes later after the Olympics already over. As I said before at the start of this is not the only thing that we've had an issue with this Olympics. Because as it's just been reported on HuffPost, Russian team hit by COVID-19 outbreak as Beijing Olympics cases climb. So we've got a COVID outbreak in the Russian Olympic team. Olympic organizers have reported 119 cases among athletes and personnel in the past 4 days. Now, they're putting in a closed loop bubble, as it says here. So the athletes are separate from the media and staff and the public. That's not all, because what we saw a while back, now this is on Reporters Without Borders, now they also list the countries that are participating in a diplomatic boycott of these games. Now it says, to date, several governments, including Australia, Canada, Japan, Lithuania, the UK, and the US, have announced a diplomatic boycott of the games in response to the Chinese government's human rights abuses, and will therefore send no senior officials to the opening or closing ceremonies. So the Winter Olympics start in just a few days. Let me know if you will be watching these games and what you think of everything in this story and what's been going on and what will be happening in China in these Olympics. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this video out there, and I'll see you in the next one.